Oh, hey, this is Jose, and I'm so glad that you were able to join me because today I have a very special story for you. It's called Trying. Now, before we get started with the story, I want you to pay close attention to all the details in the cover of our book. Starting with the title, it's called Trying. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word trying? Remember that there is no right or wrong answer. What else can we conclude by the illustration on the cover? There's a little boy that seems to be building something, and there seems to be some sculptures on the back. Before we get started with our story, I'm gonna give you about a minute to get comfortable, maybe go grab a snack, a blanket, or a pillow. That way you can listen quietly and pay very close attention to our story. All right, are we ready to start the story? Yes? Awesome. Let's go ahead and get started.
Trying. How do you do that? I didn't realize I had said it out loud, but the sculptor looked over and replied, "You simply do it." "Oh no, I could never do that." "How do you know?" he asked. "I just know." Confused, I walked away. He must be joking, I thought. But as I left, I couldn't help wondering what it would be like to create something incredible. When I returned, the sculptor looked over at me and asked, "How is your sculpture coming along?" "I'm just here to watch." "The best way to give your talent an opportunity is to try," he responded. "I'd rather just watch. I can't mess things up if I just watch." "Ah, yes," he nodded. "If you do nothing, it feels safe, but everything stays the same. If you do nothing, there is less to experience, less to love, and less to learn." The fear of failing is the scariest part, and it stops most people from starting. The only way to get to where you want to go is to take a step in that direction. And the best way to do that is to begin. It was all I could think about. Even as I slept, I dreamt of creating beautiful things. I was excited to get started, but as I was working, I realized that something was wrong. With every strike, I felt a little more defeated. With every blow, my disappointment grew. This was not turning out the way I had imagined. Why did I think I could do it? Why had I let myself care about this so much? The next time I saw the sculptor, he asked about my work. I told him I was no good and that I had quit. "Why would you do that?" he asked. "Because it feels awful to want something so badly and then just be disappointed." "Yes," the sculptor replied. "Disappointment hurts, but failure is temporary and in many ways necessary. It shows us how something can't be done, which means we are a little closer to finding how it can." When you first tried to walk, you fell, but you picked up yourself and tried again. You were willing to fail over and over and over, and that's why you succeeded. How do I know this? You are standing in front of me now. I had tried, and I had failed. Now he was asking me to try again? What good would that do? I had already proven I couldn't do it. But if I was honest, I wanted to believe I could. So, even though I worried that I wasn't good enough, I decided to try again. I worked and worked, then worked some more, and while I could say it was a little better, it still wasn't at all what I wanted it to be. I stormed up to the sculptor. See, I told you I wasn't any good, and this proves it. Are you happy now? Yes, he replied, I'm happy. It is good to see you sculpting. But it's terrible, I don't even know what I'm making anymore. You're making progress, he explained. I see talents emerging. I see risks being taken. I see courage. I see caring. I see perseverance. Yes, I see much progress indeed, and I hope you will keep trying. I tried again, and again, and again. As I stepped back and looked at my work, I had to admit, I wish I was better. I went to talk to the sculptor, and he asked me to go for a walk with him. He said, I know it can be hard when things don't turn out as you had hoped, but be proud of your failures. I know I am, every one of them. I can't imagine you ever failing, he laughed. More times than I can count, but each time you fail, you get a little smarter, a little braver, a little stronger. The truth is, we are all failures, the dreamers, the doers, the creators. Being a failure means you loved something, you cared. It means you stepped forward, you didn't hold back, you tried. That is why I brought you here. He gestured to the statues around him. These are my friends, these are my failures, and I am grateful for every one of them because they helped me become who I am today. I will tell you a secret, the sculptor confided. I am now much closer to the end of my life than the beginning, and time passes whether we have the courage to do something good and worthwhile, or we don't. It's been years since he's been gone. I will always treasure the time I spent with him, and I will never forget our conversations or what he taught me. When we make it safe to fail, we make it safe to succeed. How do I do that? The end.
I hope you guys enjoyed the story as much as I did. Now let's talk about the message in the story. The main purpose of this story was to encourage us to try things that we're afraid of. So we know that it's about a boy who comes across a sculptor and he's very impressed by the work. Now he wishes he could do something similar, but he's afraid of trying. He decides to just watch, just to observe, because he thinks that if he just watches, there's nothing that's gonna go wrong with that. But what does the sculptor tell him? You guys remember? What was the thing that he told him? The sculptor told him that the only way to start something or to be able to get good at something was to begin, to get started, to work on it. Has there ever been, or is there something that you're afraid of trying but you've always wanted to try? If there is, what is it that is holding you back? What's keeping you from trying? I want to conclude the story by asking you or inviting you to try something different, something that you've been wanting to try, maybe a sport, maybe drawing or painting or singing. Just try something new that you wanted to but were scared of. Remember that the best way of giving your talent an opportunity is by trying. That's it for the story, but don't go anywhere because next I have a really cool activity that I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy. Hello guys, my name is Jose and today I'm going to be guiding you through this really cool fun activity in which we are going to be designing our very own luchador mask. But before we get to designing, we are going to need to come up with our very own original luchador name, which we're going to be writing on this space right here. I actually created a template which you can download and it's going to help you to complete our activity. So what I want you to do once you come up with your original name, is you're going to be creative, have fun, use any colors that you want, use any designs that you want. As long as you're having fun, guys, really that's all that matters. Don't forget to come up with your original name. We're gonna write it down here. You can use something that has a special meaning for you, perhaps a nickname that you've had since you were little, just as long as it's something that has a special meaning for yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed the activity, which by the way was inspired by this awesome book called Lucha Libre, The Man in the Silver Mask. All right, so remember guys, the first step is gonna be to write our name. Remember to come up with something original, something creative, and that has a special meaning for yourself. I'm an artist. I like expressing myself through my art. I like being creative. That's why I call myself El Artista. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use some markers, maybe some crayons, perhaps even some highlighters to decorate my mask. And that's what I want you guys to do as well. All right, so there you have it now, guys. You have your very own luchador mask design. You came up with your very own original name. I'm very proud of you guys. Thank you for doing the activity with me. I hope you guys have fun.